Welcome to this edition of The Forum. I'm your host, Sheila Evans. We have a terrific show for you today, featuring a host of fascinating and informative guests. To start things off, we welcome the School Systems Enrollment Specialist, Denise Angevine, to the show. She'll share with us all the details regarding getting your child enrolled in kindergarten. Then we focus on the biggest science competition in southeastern North Carolina, Regional Science Olympiad. The director of the Olympiad, Dennis Kubasco, joins us with the scoop on this year's events and activities. Rounding out the show is Renee Griffin. She'll join us with details on this year's Cardinal Strut held at Holly Tree Elementary. This is a show you don't want to miss, filled with lots of great information. So stick around. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Rachel. She's cool.
Hey. Hey, could you watch the road?
Hey, could you watch the road?
Okay. All right, well, if we die in a car crash, I want to donate my eyes to my neighbor, Gary. He has a boat, and he sails all around the world. I would love to see that. I don't know if he actually needs eyes, but who would turn down a free pair of eyes, right? Who's that rich?
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
This is too hard.
You almost have it. Can you put it down this way?
Look, I did it.
In our classroom, we use many tools to encourage every child to be persistent and overcome challenges, because these are pieces of their character that will serve them all their life.
At Corbett Package, we look for employees who can face and overcome challenges. We applaud the schools for encouraging children to persevere.
Working together, we can build something beautiful.
I have Denise Angevine with me. She's the enrollment specialist for New Hanover County Schools. And the topic today is kindergarten registration.
It is that time.
What are the dates? Where do we go? Fill us in.
Sure. Kindergarten registration begins February the 24th, runs through March the 7th. Okay. We would like everyone to go to their assigned district school, and you can look at the numbers on the bottom of the screen and call us. We'll let you know what district school that is by looking up your address, or if you have access to the internet, go to the blue parent tab on our home page and scroll down under the column titled Resources and look for School District Map, and you can look up your own address.
So you just type in your address and it tells you what school?
It's a wonderful tool.
Awesome. That's pretty easy. What about the age, the cutoff age and such?
The cutoff age was changed by the state in 2009. Children have to be 5 by August the 31st, 2014 to attend kindergarten.
Because it used to be like October 16th,
That is exactly right, yes.
Yes, I'm an old parent. Share with us the documents that you have to have.
When parents come to register, they should bring their child's certified birth certificate, not their mother's copy, their proof of residence, which could be either a property tax statement or a current lease agreement, their, pardon me for looking, current immunization record, a photo ID. So those 4 items are needed to register your child for kindergarten.
Now, if someone doesn't have a certified birth certificate, do you have information on how they can get that taken care of?
We do, and the social worker and the office staff at all the elementary schools are very good at helping parents without those things, trying to find missing documents. You can go, if your child was born in North Carolina, you can go to any register of deeds for the county they were born in, and for a fee get their certified birth certificate. Okay. I was born 50-some years ago and just had to get mine last year. It was very easy.
I just got my sons from Florida and it wasn't too bad.
No, not at all.
So, the photo ID.
Photo ID is new this year. We just would like to make sure, for safety reasons, that we have a legal parent enrolling a child into school.
Okay.
So,
Immunizations.
Immunizations. The state has required immunizations that children must have to attend school. Those are on our website as well under enrollment information. The school has it listed on the registration information for you.
Okay, and they have plenty of time to get that done before school starts.
Plenty of time. We like to see what they have currently, but we realize not every student is going to be complete. And once those 5-year-old immunizations are given, we'll take that completed document. Has to be done before school starts.
Okay, and I know you touched on proof of residency. Do people have difficulties with that?
Not everybody has a property tax statement or a current lease agreement, and just work with the school, let them know what the situation is. They will work with you and guide you through any documents that need to be signed that are different than the ones that we recommend.
So how long does registration take, and do you need to bring the child?
No, it takes about 15 minutes, and it is just a paperwork session, so you do not need to bring the child to this initial registration.
Do all of the elementary schools have like a little come see the school at the end of the school year?
And you know, I don't really know that, but I do believe they all do something or have an orientation just for kindergarten parents. Right, or an open house just for kindergarten. So
very good. What about a physical?
They do have to have a physical to go to kindergarten. When you go to register your child, the school will give you a blue health assessment form. And that needs to be filled out by a physician and turned back in by the first day of school.
Okay. Now, if parents are interested in something other than their school district, how do they register for a magnet or a year-round or that kind of thing?
We do offer choice options in our county. We've got 3 magnet schools and 2 year-rounds, and all the traditional schools they could apply for open choice. So once they've registered at their assigned district school, they can make up to 3 choice applications, do a separate application for each choice. Submit them to our office and we'll get them in the lotteries for those choices.
Does each school have a lottery?
We do a lottery definitely for all year round and magnet and open choice if needed. Open choice is based on space availability. Sometimes there is space and a lottery is not needed, or we have low applicants. Lottery is not needed, but there are other times that we will run a lottery for those.
Is there priority given to siblings?
Yes. 5th grade privilege, of course, I don't know how many of those you would have enrolling in kindergarten, but sibling privileges. If you've got a child currently attending the elementary school, your kindergartner will get sibling privilege.
Very good. That's helpful to families. What else do you think folks need to know?
Kindergarten is a fun time. Try to get in there and get your child registered, and the school will start making some contact with you. Make it seem like it's fun and exciting for your child, and be a part of the school. You know, get in there and meet the principal and the staff and help out as much as you can. It'll be very enjoyable for your child.
Probably be even fun for them to come along and at least see the office area or whatever and walk through those doors.
I agree.
And probably really helpful to be registered before the first day of school.
It is. Now we have the 2 weeks that we specify for kindergarten registration, but we will register right up until school begins. We just like to get as many in as we can so we can start our process.
Okay, Denise, remind us one time those dates.
February 24th through March the 7th.
Great. Thanks so much for coming in. I'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
Tu bebé te necesita desde mucho antes de nacer. Necesita que veas a un doctor, que te hagas un chequeo para asegurarte de que todo está bien. Si todos los bebés tuviesen cuidado prenatal, no habrían tantas historias tristes. Y sí habrían más bebés felices, como tú quieres que el tuyo sea. Para saber dónde puedes recibir cuidado prenatal gratuito o a un costo muy bajo, llama al 1-800-504-7081. Tu bebé te necesita ahora.
What state am I?
I am made up of 2 peninsulas. The motor capital of the world is located in my state. Many call me the Great Lake State. Do you know who I am? If you've guessed Michigan, you're right. I received statehood in 1837.
This United States factoid has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
I am joined by Dennis Kubasco, and he is here to talk about Science Olympiad 2014. Dennis, take it away. Tell us what we need to know.
Well, on Saturday, March 1st,
Okay.
we are going to be holding and hosting probably close to 1,000 students in middle schools and high schools from around southeastern North Carolina on campus at the university. And those students are going to be taking part in a regional competition. It's the North Carolina Science Olympiad, and it's focused on helping and developing STEM skills, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in our kids in a competitive environment that's both supportive but yet exciting. And
that is a perfect example. I've
Yep.
been and watched, and it's supportive and exciting at the same time.
And I think we pride ourselves on creating a competitive environment so the kids want to be able to compete, whether it's a building event or whether it's a paper and pencil event or a hands-on event. They want that competitive environment, but at the same time, I think our teachers who serve as our coaches for our schools really do an amazing job with getting them to be positive and reinforce not just good collaborative behavior that we see in science, but also to get those kids to be motivated, to want to do better, to take a look at what may have gone well or not well,
Right.
and to be able to think about what they can do in the future. So it's exciting. It's an exciting day for sure.
And they start this prep first of the school year, right?
Most of them do. As a matter of fact, we have students who have started competing in an event in middle school, and they compete in that same event their senior year in high school.
Oh, wow,
So
cool.
many of them have been preparing for 6 years by the time they get to that point where they're a senior competing for the last time and hoping to matriculate onto the state event.
Gotcha. Tell us about some of the events.
We always have our bellwether events. For instance, Bottle Rocket. It's out in front of Hoggard Hall. It's right on the front lawn. Students get to build a rocket, to launch it, and hope they can keep it. They can send it up to the highest and keep it in the air the longest. That's one of our most popular. We always have our forensics events and science crime busters events, and these are all looking at crime scene investigations. That tends to be always very popular. And we have events like entomology this year, which is looking at the identification of insects. We have the Green Revolution event, which is looking at things that relate to sustainability, and that's a new event this year. We also have a new event this year called Duct Tape Challenge. And so that's more or less students coming in knowing that they're going to have to build something with duct tape and a bunch of other things, and before they even get to the event, they have to be prepared to just about build anything. And so the day of the event, they get a sheet, and the sheet tells them what to build,
Really?
and off they go. So they have 50 minutes to an hour to build what the parameters call for, and to do it as efficiently and quickly as possible.
Interesting. What about the green that's new this year?
The Green Revolution is,
What
again,
will happen in that?
it's mostly a station-based event. So what the students are going to be doing is they're going to be engaging in hands-on activities as well as answering questions about practices of sustainability and taking a look at how humans have impacted the environment. So it's a new event. We're trying this one out for the first time. And it's definitely going to be an event I think that the kids are really going to enjoy participating in.
And then they do, like you said, some paper and pencil kind of things.
Right. We do some paper and pencil things, which requires them to study in the traditional sense. But they're more of our few and far between events. The majority of events are looking at that hands-on opportunity types of events. Either it's a building or deconstructing something or pulling together of a lab practical, whether you're looking at rocks and minerals or fossils, all these different types of identification types of events. And of course in Hanover Gym, for the whole day, both the morning and the afternoon, the students are competing in events that break things, they're flying things, they're launching things, they're using robotics. So it's a great spectator sport, and if there's any interest from the public and they want to come and see, those types of events. The gym's open all day and they're free to just walk around.
What time does it start?
It starts at about 8:30.
Okay.
And the morning events will go through 11:30. And then about 12:30 to about 3 o'clock are the afternoon events. And in Hanover Gym, we've been fortunate for years to have all of our volunteers from General Electric, from Corning, even from the city of Wilmington. A lot of our engineers will come in and they'll volunteer and they'll serve as those experts in the field. And again, we're incredibly fortunate to have students who have competed in Olympiad in the Wilmington region who then go off to college, whether it's NC State or UNC Charlotte or even UNCW, and they come back and volunteer.
Oh, fun.
So we have this really nice recursive process where we have students mentoring students and adults who are actually working mentoring students. So it's an exciting day. It's an exciting time.
What else does it take to put this on?
I probably start my preparation in the fall semester. My responsibility is to put together anywhere from 100 to 120 event leaders. Each event leader has to have some content knowledge, whether it's about something like forensics or something like anatomy physiology or something like engineering in terms of bottle rockets or the event called Boom-A-Lever, which is looking at construction. So we bring those individuals, and my job is to make sure that those individuals are ready and prepared to evaluate our students when they bring their products to competition.
Who do you think is traveling the furthest?
Well, some of our event leaders actually will come from places as far away as Asheville, Charlotte, Raleigh, but the majority of our folks are local. And we have students who compete from Bladen County, Columbus County, Brunswick, New Hanover, and Pender counties.
Oh, good.
So that's our region.
Very good. Well, Dennis, thanks for coming by and sharing this information. And it's the first Saturday in March.
First Saturday in March. We'll kick off about 8:30.
Hanover Gym. They can see some fun stuff.
Absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
We'll be back in just a few minutes, right after these messages.
I understand you need a little help with your mortgage. Want to avoid foreclosure. Candy? Well, you know, you're in luck. We're experts in this sort of thing. Mortgage, rigmarole, whatnot. Why don't we get a contract? Who wants a contract?
Here you go, Pete.
Thanks, Betty.
Write a toner.
If you're facing foreclosure, talk to the right people. Speak with HUD-approved housing counselors free of charge at 888-995-HOPE.
History's Timeline, a world of history in 60 seconds, brought to you by New Hanover County Schools. June 25th, 1950, the Korean War starts when North Korean forces invade South Korea. October 25th, 1951, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg are sentenced to death for espionage against the United States. November 6th, 1952, first hydrogen bomb exploded by the U.S. in the Pacific. May 29th, 1953, Edmund Hillary and Norkie Tenzing become the first men to climb to the top of Mount Everest. October 4th, 1957, Soviet space satellite Sputnik 1 is launched. This has been History's Timeline, an educational snapshot of the fascinating people, places, and events that have shaped our past.
Today, about 1 in 5 Americans is living with a disability. Over 50 million people, including many of our friends and neighbors, teachers and co-workers, heroes and leaders. 20 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act guaranteed every person the right to live, work, and participate fully in the American experience. We've come a long way since then, and we are committed to making even more progress in the years ahead. Visit disability.gov to see how you can help.
I have the race directors for the Holly Tree Cardinal Strut with me. To my far left is Renee Griffin, and to my close left is Toby Heffron. Renee, let's pick on you first. Tell us what makes the Cardinal Strut unique.
I Our race is really unique because we have a 5K, a 10K, a 1 mile dash this year, and a fun run. So we attract runners from, so we attract runners from the age of 2 that are doing the fun run to age of 72. We have kids that are running their first 5K to some of the Wilmington's most elite runners. So we have a real wide range of people and talent that come out for it.
So it's certified and all that?
Yes, it's a certified official course. And so it's a neat feel, and it's also unique because there's only a very select number of race courses that are approved in our town by the county and city, and ours is the only race run on this course, and it's through a neighborhood. It's the only time you get to race on this course.
Fun. Tovi, let's jump to you. How has this race evolved over the past 5 years?
When we started, well, it started as an idea around the kitchen table. Could we do this? Then we learned there's a lot of loopholes and things behind the scenes that you have to really do to make it work. So we started with an idea. We had our first race the first year, 2010. We had about 200 runners, mostly Holly Tree families, kids, you know, people we knew, to last year 650 runners from the community. Cool. Yeah, so it's grown. And I think to have made it for 5 years is huge. This is a big year for us.
Renee, you talked about some of the students are running their first 5K. How are they getting ready for all this?
We have a run club that meets every Wednesday afternoon, and we used to challenge them to do a marathon, run 25 miles during the school year and then finish the mile together, and they thought that was too easy. So this year we've done something different. And so now they've all set different goals. So we have kids that are running 25 miles, 50 miles, 75 miles, 100 miles, all in training for this. So they run on Wednesdays, they run during the week. We've got some groups that have gotten together and are doing the Couch to 5K training plan, and it's really neat to see some of the little kindergartners who that came into Holly Tree, you know, 5 years ago, and they did the fun run, and now that some of them are doing the 10K this year. So,
do they tend to drag their parents into it?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's really cultivated a really healthy running environment within our school and our community, which was our goal, one of our goals.
Tovi, what would you say is the greatest accomplishment of the Cardinal Strut?
I think we've never lost sight of why we started this race. We were blessed to have 2 little boys at our school that became a big part of our family, and saddened when both of them passed away from cancer at different times. But we started this race to honor them and to honor their families and let their families know that we would never forget them. And we set a goal for the race, but also to build a track. And our track we built last year, and it took 3 years to raise the money, but we stuck through it. We raised that money and we did it for them.
Great.
And we run in their memory because they can't.
Very good. Renee, how do you feel like this impacts the whole community?
Like I said, we've grown to be a large race. It's just gone outside of just our little school to our community. And as Tovi mentioned, we did put in the track, and it's the coolest thing to go over there on any weekend and to see groups out there, groups playing soccer and groups playing, baseball on the field, and huge kickball games, but also just people that live in our community that come out there to walk, to run, to exercise. So I think it's been a big thing to see.
Tovi, how do people sign up?
You can go to our website, www.cardinalstrut.com, or we have a Facebook page. Renee is always running really fun specials through the Facebook page. And then we also have paper registrations, and those can be picked up at Omega, one of our biggest sponsors. So we would love, 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 love to have everyone
So
come
did you say
run.
last year was 650? What are you hoping for this year?
750.
Good for you. Now, on National Walk to School Day, all the kids were going by my house to Holly Tree, and my husband and I and our dog joined in. Is that a big theme, just healthy living at Holly Tree?
Absolutely. I think we're in a neat situation because so many of our kids do walk to school, and I think just trying to foster that idea of healthy living and healthy lifestyles kind of permeates our culture there.
Is Leanne Lefebvre still at Holly Tree? And she certainly embodies the whole
Absolutely.
healthy living kind of thing.
Yeah.
She's into the swimming.
Yeah, she's a real role model of that for our kids, and quite often my daughter will come home and give me little pointers about what I should eat and shouldn't eat, and drink more water and exercise more. And
Leanne's put out a challenge to the kids this year for the race, for the 5K.
yeah.
If they can beat her,
She's going to be dressed as a cardinal.
She'll be dressed as a cardinal, and if they can beat her, they get a special prize. So they are very excited about that.
And probably motivated.
Very.
Very good. So remind us the date.
March 1st.
Okay. What time does everybody come and check in and everything?
Registrations starts at 7:30, and then we'll have our 1 milers, which are, you know, they're super fasters. We'll go off at 8, and then the 5K and 10K start at 8:30, and then the fun runs at 9:30.
Very good. Well, thank you, ladies, for stopping by and updating us on the Cardinal Strut. I'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
We hope you've enjoyed our program today. Kindergarten registration is February 24th through March 7th. For information, you can go to the school system's website or call the school system support specialist at 251-29 or 254-4292. Then mark your calendar for Regional Science Olympiad March 1st on the campus of UNCW. You can also watch events live here on the Learning Network starting at noon. Then finally, the Cardinal Strut is also Saturday, March 1st, starting at 8 a.m. on the Holly Tree Elementary campus. For more information or to register, visit the website www.cardinalstrut.com. That wraps up this edition of The Forum. I'm Sheila Evans, and thanks for joining me today.